What's poppin', Rob Television? Welcome back to another reaction with your boy. As you can see by the title, man. Yes, I'm back with another MJ. Yes, I'm back with another Michael Jordan reaction video. As you can see by the title, now we all know throughout Jordan's illustrious career, there was many victims. Many victims. The sheet would be longer than my list of goals from 2021 if we was to sit there and try to map out how many victims it was Jordan had. But this video, I guess it's a special video because it maps out his, well, seven, I ain't gonna say seven best, but seven of Michael Jordan's many victims. But you know how we do it, man. I ain't gonna talk you out of death, man. I did that with the last video, you know, the bird video. With this one, the one that came out before this one, of my basically me telling the, you know, like Cam did this past Sunday, I'm back. Before we get into this video, man, do me a big favor, man. Smash that thumbs up button. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Click that post notification bell to be notified on all things Rob Television. Let's check it out.
Frey is hit 3 for 4. Jordan looking for penetration, doesn't find it, so he
Ooh, it's getting freaky already.
Hey guys, this is Dominique Wilkins.
Hey, this is Sean Kemp.
This is Gary Payton.
Hey, this is Pau Gasol.
Jordan getting saucy already.
Hey, what's up? This is Matt Barnes. If you're an old school NBA fan like I am, make sure you check out the Basketball Time Machine with my man Sean David.
Hey guys, what's good? Welcome back to the Basketball Time Machine. I'm your host, Sean David. Thanks for tuning in. Let's talk some old school NBA basketball. In today's episode, I want to take a look at NBA players that really had a bad time playing against Michael Jordan. So guys that really got destroyed over their entire career playing against MJ. But before we dive into today's episode, I want to ask you guys for a small favor. Please subscribe to the channel and like the video if you enjoy the content. Alright, enough said, let's dive right into today's episode. The first player that was on Michael Jordan's victim list is Craig Ehlo. Playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers, who were a powerhouse in the Eastern Conference in the late 1980s to mid-1990s, Craig Ehlo often got the task to guard Michael Jordan. And even though Ehlo was not the most athletic guy, he was a solid defender. But for whatever reason, Michael Jordan would have some of his greatest performances against the Cleveland Cavaliers and, of course, Craig Ehlo. MJ almost averaged 34 points per game against Ehlo and also would have some of the craziest highlights that will last forever in every fan's memory.
down to 7, it was 11. Here's Jordan in deep on Ehlo.
We've seen them all, Jimmy. We've seen them all. And Craig Ehlo, who has scored 15 points here in the fourth quarter, has played big in the big period, the biggest of the season for the Cavaliers. Sellers has Jordan. Jordan with 2 seconds to go. Puts it up and scores at the buzzer.
I never knew who that was against. I never knew who that was against. I just knew it was the Cleveland Cavaliers. I did not know the player that was against. Man, I know Craig Ehlo still has nightmares to this day. To this day.
Another player that was on Michael Jordan's hit list was Dan Marley. Thunder Dan was actually one of my favorite players in the early 1990s because he was a guy who could shoot from literally anywhere, but also give you 110% on defense. Playing for the Phoenix Suns in the Western Conference, he did not have too many matchups against Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls, but when they played against each other, Dan Marley got tortured by MJ. If we take a look at the numbers, you would think that Jordan played against a scrub, but Dan Marley was an NBA All-Star and really could hoop. But again, Michael Jordan just needed some extra motivation, and the rest is history.
I knew that Jerry Krause loved Dan Marley, and just because Krause liked him was enough for me. You think he's a great defensive player? Okay, fine. I'm gonna show you that he's not.
Jordan spins away on Marley. He'll take it all the way to the basket and drops it in.
Hey, he damn sure did that.
If I don't do this, then they're gonna consider him on the same level as me, and that motivated me to.
Rebounded by Michael Jordan. Now Frank Johnson, not the man that the Suns would have wanted to take that shot, and Jordan is.
That's the beautiful thing about Jordan and guys like Bird. Like, they gave theirself that extra boost of like, all right, I gotta go out here and do this because they make up something in their head to just they use this. They use for motivation for them to come out there and just even, obliterate you even more. Like you, with them type of guys, you don't have to trash talk them. Now, when you trash talk them, that's even fire onto what they already have made up in their head, because they already got whatever it is coming to each game. Probably somebody might have just said, Michael Jordan, you suck, a fan. And like Mike always say, that's all I needed. That's all I needed.
Able to go the distance.
Worst thing that can happen. Let him score and use up very few precious seconds.
And the next player that I want to talk about is Brian Russell. With Russell, it's
Russell.
very interesting because he's actually one of the few guys who challenged Michael Jordan in terms of trash talking MJ. Something that is never a good idea, but some people just had to learn the hard way. Looking at the numbers, again, Jordan would dominate. And I'm pretty sure that most of you guys will remember the finals between the Chicago Bulls and the Utah Jazz.
Yikes.
And this is exactly where Jordan showed Russell who's boss.
Yikes.
Yeah, Brian Russell. When I was playing baseball, Utah was in town to play the Bulls. They're practicing at the facility. I go over to say hello to John and Carl. And this kid, Brian Russell, comes up to me and said, man, why you quit? Why you quit? Man, you knew I could guard your ass. I couldn't, you had to quit. I said, Carl, you need to talk to this dude, man. Nah, he's just a young rookie. But from that point on, he's been on my list.
Pull against Russell, 12 seconds, 11, 10.
Let me get my popcorn ready.
Jordan a drive, hangs, fires, yes!
We're down to 5. Jordan.
I bet that's how it was when it happened for real.
We're down to 2. Now to 1. Here's Jordan. Yes! It is all over. The Chicago Bulls have
You don't trash talk Jordan, man.
game 1 of the first of 7.
And the next player on my list, or let's say Michael Jordan's list, was Clyde the Glide Draxler. Clyde never talked trash to MJ, and Clyde never provoked Michael Jordan in any way. But in the early 1990s, many people considered Clyde Draxler to be as good as MJ, which at that time was not far-fetched. Draxler was a great scorer, he was a spectacular player, had many highlights, and his team, the Portland Trail Blazers, were always in the race of winning an NBA championship. But then there was the 1992 NBA Finals, the Chicago Bulls versus the Portland Trail Blazers, and MJ finally had the chance to show the difference between him and Clyde.
Clyde the Glide says we're the two best in the game, but I'm not getting into a war of words with Mike.
Clyde was a threat. I'm not saying he wasn't a threat, but me being compared to him, I took offense to that.
I'm working for NBC. I'm covering the finals. So the night before game 1, we were at Michael's house playing cards, and he said, you know what's gonna happen tomorrow. I'm gonna give it to this dude.
Michael sideline, he runs right by him, stops, fires, come on!
Jordan eluding Robinson. Yes! Jordan posting up. Goes to the fadeaway.
If y'all was wondering why I put my pinky up, I was kind of trying to be a little cool because I thought it was going to show all of the threes he did against the Trailblazers, those 6 threes. But, forget all about it.
I was in the groove, I was in a rhythm that I can't really explain.
Blazers get back. Pippen back for Jordan for 3.
I started hitting threes like they were free throws.
Here's Pippen setting up Jordan. Wide open again.
The rim seemed
Right,
like
now
a
they wanna
big
do
Oh,
old
it.
huge bucket.
Back to Michael. Gets it, fires a 3. Another one. That's unbelievable.
And I can't miss it.
Come Michael, 3 again!
Stolen by Pippen. 2 men to beat. Right to the basket. Stolen Michael Jordan. Jordan with his magic carpet threw it down. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. This place is pandemonium. Grant with the rebound out of Paxton. Now the Jordan fires another 3. Oh, no!
That was crazy, man.
3-pointers.
That was crazy.
What in the world is going on? Here's Jordan for 3.
Another one.
Did you see that look? Michael indicating he can't believe it.
After a while, I just looked at Marv and Magic and those guys. What can I say? I mean, it's not me. It's just a moment.
This is the greatest performance, maybe ever, in the history of this league.
Next on my list, I have Jeff Van Gundy. Now for the first time, I have a head coach on Jordan's hit list. Jeff Van Gundy did the ultimate no-no. He insulted Michael Jordan over the press and would soon pay the ultimate price.
His way is to befriend them, to soften them up, make them feel like he cares about them, and then he goes out there and physically tries to destroy them.
Michael Jordan is always on the lookout for extra motivation. In January, Jeff Van Gundy did just that. An NBA season-high 51 points left Van Gundy and the Knicks speechless.
Mr. Van Gundy has a Jordan headache right now.
Did you take it personally when Van Gundy called you a con man?
Yes. It rubbed me the wrong way then, and if I hear it now, it still rubs me the wrong way because that was never my intent.
Now, while we're talking about the New York Knicks, let's talk about John Starks. John Starks was a great defender, a great hustle player, a guy who would literally do whatever it takes to win a basketball game. And playing against Michael Jordan, you could see that he was really giving all he had. In some games, Starks would do a pretty good job, but in other games, Jordan would play with Starks like little girls play with Barbie dolls. When Jordan would go off, he would embarrass Starks, especially in the Madison Square Garden. The best example would be in 1995 when Jordan had his first comeback and had only played a handful of games before he returned to New York.
One question too, for all my basketball fans out there, even the OGs up into the new school. What is it about Madison Square Garden that makes players have their most electrifying games, bro? Like, most players that have, like, you know, phenomenal games, it always ends up being in Madison Square Garden. If you ever really just noticed it, like, a lot of players have had some magnificent games in Madison Square Garden. Like, what is it? Is it just the big stage, the bright lights is New York, or, you know, what? I don't know. A lot of people have some crazy games on Madison Square Garden.
To New York, and we'll put on a show for the ages.
Michael Jordan as the jump shot falling here tonight.
That first quarter, I knew we had something more. When I started hitting all the jump shots, and I could read Starks' every move. You know, I basically had him at my disposal in a sense.
We're going to keep going to the well with Jordan and Starks. My, oh my.
It was like Starks wasn't even there.
And he continued his onslaught from just about everywhere on the court.
Jordan off the turnover. Puts the move on Starks.
It's too easy.
Yes, Michael Jordan with his most spectacular basket.
All right, you guys, that was it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the content. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you next time on the Basketball Time Machine.
Hey, I timed it perfect too. Hey, but I'm pretty sure that list can go on for days, Like I'm saying, I don't think my camera did it. I don't think I turned the right way justice. This how big Michael Jordan's list could probably be for all the people that he has, all of his victims throughout his tenure of being in the league. But as you guys can see, that is it for this video, man. If you did enjoy this video, do me a big favor, man. Smash that thumbs up button. Also, if you're new to the channel, man, make sure you subscribe. Click that post notification bell to notify all things Rob Television. Road to 2K, no cap. I was going to say 1K. Shaking off the rust. Road to 2K, no cap, man. I'll see y'all in this video. I'm out this thing. Gang.